Bad news.
Bad news?
Yeah, bad news.
Oh, no.
Swing Magazine finally got back to my Appalachian Ghost story submission, and they rejected it.
Those fuckers.
Though, it was a very good rejection, and they said their team really wants me to submit more work soon.
Oh, okay.
They look forward to reading it, so I guess they like the story. Like, again, it's hard with the literary magazine to get something like that in.
Would it be out of bounds in your response to that of like, oh, thank you for personal response that I'd be like,
but why?
But then be like, do you guys know of any other places that would maybe be interested in it?
That would be helpful. I submitted another round for that because I still am in the Georgia Review. That's one I was like, I'm not going to get into that probably, but it's been months and months, and that's one of those ones that last time I submitted something to them, I think it took 8 months before I heard back.
Yeah.
So I'm not really wanting to wait that long if I don't have to. So I thought, I'd lower my standards a little and submit to some lesser publications. So I submitted to the Paris Review. Wait, let me look to see who all I submitted that to. Because if I can't get into Swing Magazine, I'll definitely get into the Paris Review. Obviously, one of the top literary journals in the entire world. It used to be you could only send via mail. Like you had to send the actual physical mail to go into a physical slush pile, but now they have a submittable online. So I did that, and I think I caught it when they just opened. I submitted to one story, which I don't know, I always forget about them, but they only publish one story.
Okay.
And I got them when they just opened, so maybe a good chance with that, I hope. They pay a lot, and I remember Owen King was published in there.
Oh.
I don't know how many other notable writers. I'm sure a lot, because they pay a lot. But the fact that I got in early makes me a little excited, because they seem like they just want good stories. I don't think genre is a huge factor necessarily, as long as the writing's good. So I might have somewhat of a chance.
And it's not like that's like heavy genre. It's like
it's more like a Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's technically like a horror or something, or Dracula, but it's still more literary. So I think I have a good chance with that, my story getting in that. And, as good a chance as I can get with something like that. They also give you 25 issues.
Oh.
And a lot of money, so that's cool. So if I get in, I forget what the payment is. It's decent. But the 25 issue, I mean, granted, it's only... So most of my story, almost 8,000 words, and that's the only story. So it's might as well be a pamphlet.
Yeah.
So if it's like 50 pages, that's all the book is. But that's cool. So I get to have something to hand out.
Right.
I also submitted it to Volume 0, which is a very interesting New York lit magazine. It's newer, but somehow they got into the Book of the Month Club.
Okay.
So that's why people know them. So the Book of the Month Club, like they get a lot of readers. I don't know if they're in that every month. I have no idea how that works. But it's just a cool looking one, and I don't know if they pay, because for a while it said they were paying $1,000, but I don't know if that was like a contest or something, because I couldn't find payment information now. So that's one. It's like I wouldn't mind getting in it, but if they don't pay, I might actually turn them down.
Yeah,
that's one, because this story I just feel like is strong enough. I can do that now. And then that was it for that story. But I also submitted to my first nudie magazine.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
It's called Peach Fuzz.
Yeah,
I didn't know they still made nudie magazines that actually had stories in them.
Well, like physical ones anyways.
Yeah, physical magazines with stories in them. So I saw, I don't know how I stumbled across that. I forget.
Yeah.
Just research. But if I get in that, that'd be awesome, because I could have a nudie magazine.
Yeah.
It reminds me like the old Playboy days.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, oh, Playboy pays a lot and he has tits and good stories.
Yeah.
James Bond.
And you can have it out on the shelf, and the missus can't get mad at you because you got a story in it.
Yep. Yes, sir. So that one, I don't know if it's a long shot or not, because the fiction, a lot of it was like erotic. Obviously, they were like, oh, we take like erotic and stuff, but my story's kind of funny, and I think they also want humorous stories.
Yeah.
So I might get I don't know. We'll see. It was worth trying. Was that all the new submissions I did? Yeah, pretty much. So I got some stuff pending, and hopefully I hear back sooner than later on at least a few of these things, but I'm not too hopeful. Did I just send you something? I thought I saw something.
You sent me a reel that had like 15 open submissions. Things are gonna have like when like what they were looking for, and like the open periods and stuff. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought I saw something just yesterday. Maybe I didn't send it. I fucking can't remember. It was something I think I wanted to submit. Oh no, this was new news. I'll tell you off air actually.
Oh, okay.
So nothing to do with that. my research, because I actually do research once in a while on submissions, see what's open. That's how I got all the June ones. It's like June, sometime, like a lot of places, especially UK market submissions, are closed in the summer, but a lot of US based ones open in June for a little bit. So I might go ahead and do a couple more submissions. Problem is I'm running out of stories.
Right.
I'm submitting like the weird stories I can't get anywhere now.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I got the one in Chill Mag, so I'm thinking maybe I have a chance now. Anyway, we have a controversial show, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a topic that's going to piss us both off probably.
Oh.
And most of the listeners. And I'm going to turn it into romance, I think. I'll see if I can find like a romance article offline.
Okay.
Off air, that we could maybe talk briefly, because I don't think we're going to have enough to fill out. But it's actually grievances of the fairer sex towards men.
Oh. What do we do now?
I'll tell you when the episode starts proper.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll be back in a moment. You are listening to the Drunken Pen Writing Podcast. I'm your host with the busted mic, Caleb James. I don't know if it's busted, my fucking volume. That's the thing. It irritates me because I always complain on air about it. But when I do the edits after I do all the shit to make the levels even, the audience doesn't know that my levels drop off dramatically.
So you just sound like a madman?
So I just sound like I'm ranting into nothing. It's like that Jim Cornette podcast, the one his co-host is always complaining about them doing gardening next door or something, or construction or something, but you never hear it.
Yeah, you never hear it.
That's what I feel like. Is like I'm always complaining about something that nobody hears. But like when we're on here, especially in my headphones, like my voice just drops. I get very fucking agitated. Anyway, the guy that you heard speaking just now, my co-host, who is a walking construction noise, Spencer, the Richmond Renegade Church. Give you a wrestler name.
Yeah.
Brother.
I
didn't feel like going dirty this week. I haven't been going dirty, I don't think. Today's episode is
You've been going like a dad joke dirty.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, so, and I think we might actually discuss this once before a long time ago or something, and I did see there was like an updated list, but I'm going to go with the classic one that I keep finding.
All right.
So we got both lists here.
All right.
1, top 15 most attractive hobbies to women.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other one is top 15 least attractive hobbies to women.
It's probably going to like the most attractive hobby is going to be like to not have any hobbies.
No, these are actual hobbies. So stop being dumb.
Well, no, just because like we've talked about like women don't want you to have hobbies.
Yeah.
They don't have interests.
When we get into the pissing off stuff, I might bring up the fact that for whatever reason, women never contemplate the idea that maybe men are sick of their shit. Like when it comes to any kind of grievances or anything, they never seem to ever think that maybe they're the problem. And Taylor Swift made a song about that where she was the problem.
Oh, yeah.
The hello, it's me, whatever.
Oh,
yeah. So, all right. Do you want to crack a guess at, just name some hobbies that you think would be attractive to women?
That would be attractive.
That women will think is hat.
Like handyman, houseworking, like
all right.
I don't know what you would want to with that.
Carpentry.
Yeah, carpentry.
Your mic is next to your eye. I don't know how that got there. I'm looking, you're talking with your eyeball.
See, I had a whole bunch for not attractive. I already loaded up. What would they think? Is money a hobby?
Like a finance bro.
Maybe. Or just like having money.
Like investing or crypto or being rich is not a hobby, but the things you do with the riches.
I guess, yeah, like boating.
Boating, okay, that's a hobby.
Boating.
How about list some of your hobbies and maybe see if any of those you
because I know that those ones are already in the not attractive ones.
All right. Well, then you want to take a crack at the not attractive
list.
I can't contribute because I already read the list.
Video games.
Okay.
Reading. Exercising for some reason. I've seen
like being a gym bro.
Yeah, I've seen a lot, but that's probably one of the ones that I probably can show up on both.
Too much gym.
Yeah,
is not attractive. I would probably say if you're like a gym bro versus just a guy who works out.
Yeah, just being happy.
All right. Well, here's the 15 most attractive hobbies.
Okay.
Number 1, overwhelming, reading.
What?
Most attractive hobby.
No way.
There's actually, I've seen this in the past. I think there used to be a Tumblr account, and I don't know if it's ever, I'm sure it's an Instagram account now or other things, TikTok, is attractive men reading. And it's just like pictures people take of men like reading on subways and in cafes. Never a Fugmo's reading, but like that. Apparently that's a thing that turns women on is men who read.
When attractive men that read.
That's... Put the asterisk on all these attractive men.
Yeah.
Because any of these, if you're not attractive, I feel like women are.
Because you want to know when you know why they probably like it? Because when you're reading, you're just sitting there pretty much blankly, just looking straight ahead. Yeah. So they just get to see your face. Like, You
notice the difference between sexual harassment, especially in the workplace, and not sexual harassment? Level of attractiveness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Often. Number 2, I was surprised at this one, foreign languages. So I guess studying foreign languages or knowing foreign languages. So I'm 2 for 2.
I could see that. Probably depending on the language, like,
Yeah. Yeah, if you're fucking like learning ancient Hebrew, they're probably like, ew. But if you're learning like, Spanish or French,
why?
That should have been the Spanish.
Yeah, why do you roll the French?
Fuck the French.
All
All right, this one's kind of a given. Playing an instrument.
Okay.
Or just being a musician in general. The next one. This one I should have guessed, but I didn't think about cooking.
Yeah.
Women love a man who can cook.
Mm-hmm.
Again, though, the level of attractiveness. But you know what? I've seen a lot of fat guys with decent-looking chicks, and I think it's because they're good cooks.
Yeah.
That goes a long way.
And would be willing to do the cooking.
Yeah. This next one I tried to get into, and I just didn't have a aptitude for it. Woodworking.
Yeah, that's like one of those things like I wish I had the skill set for and the time and patience to learn.
I think that's one of those ones you have to learn when you're young as like a trade source. I mean, you don't have to, but that would drastically improve your ability as an adult to do woodworking because it's like a 40-year-old man. Do you really want to just start learning it? Something that takes 20 years to master?
Yeah.
Painting. I could see it. Yeah, chicks like painters. Writing. We should be swimming in the poonanners now. So I got reading, foreign languages, and writing under my belt, and attempted woodworking, and occasional cooking. I know how to cook. I really don't like cooking. I cook for myself. Gardening. That's one I didn't think women would think it was attractive in a man.
Right, yeah. If anything, I thought that would be more of like, he's planting tomatoes.
But then again, how often do you see a Mexican fella that's single?
True.
It's not married with 10 kids.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are gardeners, and a lot of them are swimming in the refrigerator-looking broads bananas. Mexican women are strange because they'll be super attractive, and then one day they're just a refrigerator. No in between. Just like how a lot of Asian women go from not aging until just the oldest person you've ever seen like in a day. Swimming. I think some of these also go with the money thing you're talking about because like to be a great swimmer, often you have to be able to swim.
Yeah.
Not in a lake or something. You have to actually have a pool or be a member of a swim club. Things that cost money. Next up, photography. This one, I would say...
Sure they say photography, but anytime I try to take pictures of them, they get all harassment.
Yeah, there's
creeper.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it because I was going to say some things. The next one I would actually put on the top, for me, the top of the men's list if there was a negative. Like, so if men picked what they find least attractive in a woman hobby-wise, I would say this next one, astrology.
Oh, yeah.
Men do not give a fuck about astrology generally, and women seem to really care. I always think that men who are into astrology aren't into astrology. They're into
a woman that's into astrology.
Yeah. Have you ever actually met a guy that knows about astrology and is actually genuine about it? Rounding out the list here, so we got hiking.
Okay.
I'm a big hiker.
Yeah, you do some hiking.
Archery.
Huh.
Women love the green arrow.
Right, yeah.
Then, the fact that he's a billionaire is...
Besides the point.
I guess they like Hawkeye, too. This one is probably the most obscure one on the list.
Okay.
And I would feel that this isn't... They asked, I don't know how many women, but one of them was just like a medieval peasant, apparently, because blacksmithing.
Okay. Was this at a Renaissance fair?
Women love them. Yeah, that's how they got these last ones with the fucking hiking, archery, and blacksmithing. There's some woman out there that just loves a man hammering a fucking piece of metal on an anvil.
Somebody's watched way too many episodes of Park and Rec and has a thing for like Ron Swanson.
Digression. When I was in Tennessee, one of the oddity stores I went into had I've sent you pictures, the sword and knives and shit. They had 2 anvils for sale. One was like 300 pounds. I forget the other one, but they're like $3,000. But I really wanted one because it's just like an anvil. It's kind of cool. The final one is traveling. Women love a man who travels. Again, the money thing generally.
I didn't say that's a big one. You always see on dating sites when it's like things they want to do more or stuff they're into, and it's like traveling, and it's like I bet you are.
Yeah, the traveling one, again, though, it's a money thing because do women want a traveler who's just backpacking across Europe and doesn't have any money and is staying in hostels, or do they want the guy that's getting the Ritz? And you see, it's a little different. Now we're on to the least attractive hobbies to women. Number 1's going to piss you and Mike off. I know that.
Comic books?
Comic books, number 1. I was surprised. I thought it was gaming, but...
Yeah.
Actually, like I said, there's an updated one. I'm going to see if I can find it. The updated one, I think video games, number 1. But this one is comic books. Number 2, cosplay.
Okay.
I mean, I get it. Like, if a guy's, like, really into cosplay.
Yeah, well, I didn't say that's... Yeah, because I had to think about it because, like... I feel like it's more girls that are into cosplay, so that would make sense that they probably won't want.
But again, it's a certain type of girl.
Yeah,
2 certain types actually. One that just like the attention, like the model want to be model or whatever. But then there's also just like we've seen them.
Yeah,
where it's just like okay, you really need to be dressed as Wonder Woman. Yeah, it's a little frightening. Number 3, debating. Do not like debate bros, but I guess that probably goes into like the arguing thing. Women do not want a man who can win an argument.
Yeah.
No, 'cause that's like their fucking kryptonite. Could you imagine being in a relationship with a man who could beat you in an argument? He could best you with not just logic, but emotion. That's terrible for them. Drinking is another one. I think this comes along with the beatings and the fucking poor behavior that accompanies drinking. Also, and I don't know if it's on this list because I'm not looking yet, I would make it NFL fans, but like just sports in general, like someone's overly into sports. I think
sports bro. Yeah,
I would think women hate that, but that also goes with the drinking generally. Next one, I don't know what this is. MTG.
I don't know.
I don't know what MTG is, so maybe it's a money thing. I don't know. If you folks know, let us know in the comments. The next one up is anime. So they don't like the dorky stuff, but I mean. Things are changing now a bit.
Yeah, I think there are a little bit more
forgiving of that stuff.
Yeah, because you see a lot of females into that stuff themselves.
But here's the thing. Being into it as an interest and that's your personality are different.
True, yeah.
Like when you're like the dude posing on shit and pretending you're an anime character and running Naruto style with your arms behind your back, I don't think women like that. The next up, this crashes your money thing, crypto. Women don't like crypto, bros, Spencer.
Well, but that's just, I think that's because also, like, the money's very...
fake.
Yeah.
Cigars. Women don't like a cigar man. How do you feel about cigar culture? Because people get into that shit.
Cigars?
Yeah.
I never got into it. I mean, I never really understood it, like...
Well, like I recently been getting into pipes, even though I don't smoke.
True.
Just because I like the handcrafted pipe nature, and it is kind of comforting, like to think, just smoke a pipe and relax. Like I could see that aspect, but yeah, there's guys that spend thousands and thousands on cigars, and they're in cigar clubs and all that shit.
MTG, Magic the Gathering.
Ooh, that is, yeah. I would imagine Pokemon and stuff falls on card games.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, Magic the Gathering. Clubbing. Women do not like clubbers. If you ask like a 20 or 22-year-old, probably be different.
Right, yeah.
But like a women that wants a real relationship, I would imagine clubbing's a big one. Marijuana. Marijuana. They do not like a smoke bro.
A stoner.
I would also like to, I wish they went into some, deeper here. These are reposted on Reddit. I'm just looking at the graph.
Yeah.
So they actually discussed it on the Reddit forum, which I didn't really look too hard into. But I would imagine you can also separate, like, even just your typical stoner from the dudes that, like, you go into the room and it looks like a fucking bong shop, you know?
Right, yeah.
Like, there's guys, like, that are very annoying that their whole personality is weed.
Right, yeah.
It's different to be a smoker versus same with drinking, where is that your whole personality? Mm-hmm. Are you the guy that fucking causes a fit when you go to a restaurant and they don't have a Bud Light?
Right,
you have to drink a Miller Light and that fucking, my day's ruined. Like, when that's where you get to, I can see women not liking that. This next one, I agree wholeheartedly. Funko. Those fucking Funko Pops are stupid. Don't spend money on those. I mean, if you like them, you like them, but I don't. Arguing online. You don't say. Online trolling is not. This next one I thought was actually going to be a lot higher on the list, but it's at the very bottom almost. Porn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So we'll round it out. Porn, gambling, and the last one is pretty stupid, manosphere. I'm guessing that's like the Andrew Tate bros. Like people that, like the guys that are just in those Jordan Peterson lectures.
I'm surprised that's not higher.
Yeah, that's dead last with only 3.1%. I'm surprised gambling and porn are way down on the list, whereas comic books is considered, you know, like I get it if somebody's whole thing is all they do is collect comics and read comics. Yeah, that could be a turnoff to women to a degree, but I would think that if they had a gambling problem or a porn addiction, that would be worse.
Yeah.
Also, surprisingly, not on this particular list was the video games.
Yeah.
And I thought this was a newer list, but I'm gonna go ahead and look at the one I was telling you about. That was because this whole thing goes around every year or two. Like,
sure, yeah.
So the one that was going around Twitter now, or at least recently, the least attractive hobbies for men according to women. Number 1 by a large margin was playing video games. Number 2, collecting figurines. Number 3, magic tricks. It's only magicians. Number 4, online trolling. Number 5, dead center, gambling. After that, we got building model trains.
Okay.
Basically, just if you're autistic, you're probably not going to find a match because that's like the figurines, the comics, the games, the magic. These are all, other than gambling, most of these are autistic hobbies, especially the trains. Taxidermy, I can get.
Yeah, that could be.
But here's the thing, though, too. How many women are coming in contact with men who are into taxidermy?
I mean, enough to make it on that list.
I guess. It's above comic book collecting. And finally, the last one on the list is bird watching.
Huh.
Don't like a man who watches some birds,
That's weird.
But I thought that was interesting. I wish there were, you know what, I'm going to see.
Like what men, like the men.
If they have another, because I would like to be, you know what, we can surmise what, at least go by what our turn-offs and stuff would be. But hold on. Women's hobbies that turn men off. See if that comes up with anything. But before I look at that, let's see. I said astrology.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like somebody that just likes, reads
the horoscope or whatever.
Shit like that or goes by that. I'm talking about like, oh, I'm collecting crystals and I base my life decisions off of the signs, the star signs, and I fully believe this shit. And I make they have all the books, and that's too much. That's a turn off. That's like a red flag for me. I wouldn't date a chick like that.
Yeah.
After that, what other hobbies? I don't know if it's considered a hobby, but like the only thing you watch are like TikToks and shit.
Oh,
like you don't do other stuff.
So like social media, doom scrolling.
Yeah, like you don't even watch movies or anything really. You're just a TikTok person. That shit turns me off. Just the social media shit like that in general. Again, to a degree, you can do it, just not like crazy. Another big one for me are women that fucking sit there and watch like those Kardashian shows and Real Housewives shows.
The reality stuff.
And not like a guilty pleasure. I watch it here and like that's like, oh, TV time and every night they're watching that shit. That drives me up.
Yeah.
That makes my wiener go soft. Very soft. So what about you, sir? What ones do you get?
Probably, I don't know, because I don't know if there's I think whatever it be is like you were saying, as long as the hobby, whatever it is, isn't too an excessive.
I'm assuming these are all excessive.
Yeah.
Because if no hobby that's not hurting anyone is bad if the person's doing it on their own time.
Right. Yeah.
I would imagine even if you read a lot, but you're reading at the expense of your, partner, you're not ever spending time with it because all you're doing is reading, then that hobby's obviously going to be toxic to them,
right?
Regardless if it benefits you or anything. So let's just assume you're at the higher end of the hobby where it's like that's your personality.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
What about female stoners? Like that's all they do is smoke and don't do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like anything like that, because then that also goes into like the changes like the behaviors.
Yeah, that goes into loser territory.
Yeah.
Same with drinking.
Yeah.
Like what about like the women, like all they do is, going out for mimosas, but it's every fucking day.
Right. One would be maybe, I guess, like if she had like a really like negative friend group, because I noticed like that happens a lot. Like it would be like, it's not even necessarily like the woman the woman herself, but it's like then she listens to like her friends who don't have their own shit together, and are looking out for her, but are actually, being shit to her. They want her to be bad, to be, so they don't look bad.
I find in a lot of friend groups, women love to wreck other women's relationships, and I don't know why. They don't want to see the other women happy, so even if the woman's in like a loving relationship and everything's going well, as soon as they hit some kind of bad patch, the other women immediately are just like, yeah, you could do better, and you're entitled to happiness. You should leave him. And it's like, what the fuck? Imagine men did that.
Right.
Like, imagine men are like, nah, you could do better, bro. Fucking dump her. And it's like, well, all she did was like, we got in a little fight. Nah, leave her. Fuck around. It's like, it's weird. It's like a double standard. The only thing I could find, it's very hard, surprisingly, and I think it's because men are more forgiving with hobbies because they just want the butt. They don't care as much what women are into generally, but hobbies that turn men off. 1, using the computer. Okay. What the fuck does that mean? What are they using it for? No, unless you're going to say a woman who can read. You don't like that. Number 2, volunteering.
Okay.
Fuck you for being charitable with your time. Number 3, reading. Okay. Reading. So men do not like women who I wish.
Yeah.
I wish my women would read more. Number 4, watching TV. There we go. And number 5, going to the movies. The volunteering one throws me off. So it's like she's at a soup kitchen.
Yeah.
Like if that's all they do, I understand, but like it doesn't make sense.
The movie thing is a little weird too.
Yeah. And there's a video, but I'm not watching the video. That's crazy to me that you can't find a single fucking list of hobbies that turn men off. Male vice hobbies, no.
You know what would probably be an even smaller list is like
what makes women happy.
What? Yeah. Well, I was gonna say what hobbies like do gay men find not attractive, and then like.
Yeah, that is interesting that there's not too much on what men, it's like we don't care what men think apparently.
That or are they just not asking?
I don't know.
Because again, who gives a shit about our opinions?
Here's a Medium article, and since I'm not subscribed to Medium, it's probably not going to let me read it, but men reveal which women's hobbies they find unattractive. Is yours on the list? Tarot cards and astrology. That's my number 1.
Yeah.
The obsession with tarot cards and astrology. Number 2, no hobbies.
And maybe that would be the one, like that you have no hobbies at all.
I don't like that. This is a good because then they're just gonna want your attention all the time. You're their hobby. That's not cool. This one I didn't even think of, but yeah, I could definitely agree. Compulsive shopping.
Yeah.
Especially when it's just like garbage. Like women that just like that's their hobby is they go shopping. I never like that. Addiction to attention, social media, endless selfies. Somebody said traveling. I don't have a problem with traveling. Gossiping. Women who gossip, that kind of goes with what you were saying with the friend group thing. Watching reality TV. This wasn't really a hobby, but having an OnlyFans. I wouldn't date someone with an OnlyFans. That would be, unless I'm getting lots of money. And That's the thing. It's like, would you be the stunt penis? Like if she, okay, because this is the modern world, so let's go through modern lens, modern sensibilities. Would you date a girl not having sex online or anything? Maybe you date her. You're the only one she's ever been with even, let's just say, for shits and giggles. But she has an OnlyFans. She's dildoing herself and all that stuff for money. Makes a lot of money. Then other men get to watch that and pay for that. But they don't, again, no other men involved.
Right,
no other women involved, just her. Would you date that woman?
That's a... That would have to depend on how strong the feeling is, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you feel like you have like a strong connection, then you could maybe, because then if you are making a good amount of money, it's like, but I could see like that would be something you're not into,
Yeah, I could definitely see that being a turnoff. I don't think I could do it. I think I'd be turned off. Clubbing is another one. Being a Swiftie or overly into celebrity culture, I agree is that as well. And I'm surprised that didn't go with the men thing, because men, maybe that was the manosphere thing. Like I said, probably like Andrew Tate and Joe Rogan. And,
right.
Oh, I'm really into men's rights, but it's got to be these guys saying it. But yeah, like women that are Swifties, like they're hardcore, like they're very annoying.
Yeah.
Like again, you could be what you're into. It's just like that doesn't have to be your whole personality. Anything celebrity culture related. And that seems to be about, like I said, I don't think men care as much. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Men don't think about that stuff so much. I think in relationships often, men just want a good person to be with. Whereas women, they have a lot of other factors that they go into. Or they go into relationships like a business transaction, where it's like, what am I getting out of this? Whereas men, they just like, I just want you. No, that's a generality. Obviously, there's going to be men that want certain things, especially like the old fashioned. I want a housewife who cooks, cleans, and touches my wiener every night, whether she wants to or not. But a lot of modern men, they just want to be with somebody who's loyal. That's generally a loyal person.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Who is going to bring them peace, which good luck. That never fucking happens. But women, they seem, even if they go into it seemingly only wanting someone that's just loyal to them and stuff, eventually it's like, oh, they want someone to take care of them, and they want security, and it's like I don't know if that's just genetic, where that's how it's always been. So it's in our DNA that women, being the fairer sex, have it instinctually that they want men to take care of them to some degree. I don't know. Gender roles are always weird to me now, because it's like men and women are both expected to work, both expected to raise children, both expected to clean house and stuff. But then it still falls into like, well, men still got to do the hard shit, and women are supposed to, revert to the cleaning, and it's like, why? I don't know. I never got that stuff. But
I mean, I would have no problem being a house husband.
Yeah,
taking care, cleaning, taking care of the kids or whatever. If the wife was bringing in, bukus of money, like.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem as long as I could stay at home and write. We're not going into any romance stuff because I don't care to look it up. We're 33 minutes in. I think we could end it. I thought that was just an interesting topic for some shits and giggles. We might get some hate mail because men aren't allowed to have opinions generally.
True. Yes.
We could become a manosphere podcast if you want.
No.
You don't want to.
No.
We could be like Jordan Peterson. What do you mean by the word manosphere? Is it a sphere of men? Is it a circle where men go and share ideas? Because I don't see a problem with that. I don't see why that's a problem. Oh, I can't sound like Kermit, though. Fuck that guy. So anyway, folks, thank you for listening. There's no real news. We're both writing. That's something.
Yeah, both working on new stories.
Yeah, that's about it. If you want to check us out at DPW Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. CalebJamesK.com. That's where my website is located, where you can see stuff that I've been published in. Currently, I am in Chill Mag and Western PA Bards. That's the two newest things. And Starlight Pulp. You could pre-order the issue 6 that I'm in, and it's going to be shipped June 15th.
Oh, it's soon.
Yeah, so June 15th. And then Spencer Church, his OnlyFans, he's the Richmond Renegade. He is just powerbombing motherfuckers. He is slamming, jamming, and clam. I was going to say clam jamming, but I already said jamming, so I guess I can't say that. What's another amming word? Slamming, jamming.
Nothing.
Clam cramming.
Nothing you should be doing with the clam.
Thank you for listening, and we will check you out next week.